So, hey guys, I've only been saying something since about 5 years now. I said that our problem is not functional but definitional. If you can stay with me for a second, I can break that down to you and see you can find where it actually affects your life or your business or your marketing, you know, or your recruitment or your talent development or your branding or maybe building your Instagram followers. When a problem is functional, it is the fact that the mere actions and inactions of people thereof are the things that triggers the outcome that we receive. And why it is definitional is that it is we not properly coming in term with what does it mean that actually cause our problem. So let me break down the two ideas down a little bit. So when I say a problem is functional, that is, it is by clicking a button that the money from your POS dispense. That maybe because you are putting the wrong pin every time. That's why the ATM machine is telling you that you can't get your money. But that's a functional problem. That is, it is the function, the pressing of the button that actually gives us the problem. But when something is definitional, maybe when you are defining what a pin look like, you don't understand what pin look like. Pin, they're asking for a pin. Have you seen anybody at the ATM and they're asking for your 4-digit pin and they are just looking at the machine for quite a while. They don't even know what to press. That's what a definitional problem looks like. When you don't know what something truly means, then you may unnecessarily or involuntarily end up having the outcome that you do not want. So let's say the idea of you having Instagram follower. Followership is to build credibility. And what does credibility really imply? Is the fact that can I do business with this man? Can I transact with this identity? With this kind of business, actually be able to provide the value that they promise they can provide. So when you understand that is what credibility means, then you look further to crystallize all of the evidence that will bring you credibility. You don't tend to think of credibility as the fact that you have done work before, or you can show it off, or whatever. Then you start thinking of what are the critical elements of a credible person to my customer. Now, this is where the idea of definitional and non-functional is. The definition of credibility is per person. It's per the individual that is trying to assess you as a business person. So if I'm trying to assess what offering do you have you done any work with customer before? Do you have a location I can find you? You have to know all those tickers that for me to consider somebody to be credible. So what am I saying? The definition of credibility is premised to what the customer think of it. So anytime we are saying a problem is definitional, not functional, it's not the fact that you don't have a location. It's not the fact that you don't have an Instagram follower. It's not the fact that you don't have the camera, the video shoot, the team or whatever. It's the fact that you have not truly understand that credibility is from the lens of the customer. That is, you have not really defined what credibility means to the customer. That you are not the diviner now. You are not the dictionary here. The customer is, she or he is the one that is going to make and bring out the words in our own color, in our own diary to justify that you are credible. Guys like you have been saying this before and they don't derive any value. Blah, 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 blah. All of those things that are being additionally that can seem to, at the end of the day, signal that you're not credible are not things you should do. If you want to position yourself as credible, then you have to understand that everything is from the lens of the customer. That is, it is about defining the concept right. It's about knowing what lens will the definition come from. Our problem is definitional. We have not defined what a leader look like. Sometimes that's what happens. Or we have not defined what market leadership look like. Or we have not defined what building credibility look like. Or we have not defined what building business look like. Or we have not defined what conversion look like. Or what traction look like. You have not really defined it. What does it mean? If you say your business is profitable, what profitable in what? In having more customer, having more lead, having more brand equity, having more brand share, or you are even running out of business but you just don't know. You have to define things right. You have to look for which other part of the definition have I not considered? Or is it about perspective? Or is it in time? Should I judge it? And then you have to know whether to zoom in or zoom out in defining stuff. So when you put those things in perspective, the perspective that you should look, is it from my lens or from the customer lens? Should I be defining credibility from my lens or the customer lens? Should I be defining followership, this thing, conversion, sales from my lens or is it from a money lens? So look at the definition very well and look at what other part of that you have not considered. That is how to define things, not the functionality of am I getting customer or customer coming to my store. Those at the end of the day do not necessarily match what the true definition of a data should look like. So guys, let me leave you that space. Our problem is what? Definitional, not functional, not from the actual functioning of things, but the fact that you have not defined the role of your customer very well, you have not defined your role in the business, you have not defined the role of the guy that you are recruiting. You know, sometimes some people hire people and say, yeah, this guy is not working well, blah, blah, blah. Do you define the role? Do you tell all of the details? Is it defined? Who make the decision about? If a couple of days back, I was having this discussion with my team and they are telling me about the way of product development. I was like, it's a problem here, a definitional problem. I've not defined the role of a product owner very clear. I've not defined my role as a DevOps of the team very clear. And that's why we're having this problem that it's functional. It's not functional. It's the fact that we have not defined those things very well. So look very well into your business. Look very well into your structure. Look very well into your marketing. Look very well into your where are you missing out on the definition? What have you not considered? Is it the perspective? Whether it's coming, the definition is coming from the lens, rather it should come from the customer lens or from the market lens? Or is it about time? You have not considered in time. What does it really mean on a time or 10 years frame? What does it really mean on a 2 years frame? You know, or you have not considered in distance. Do I need to zoom in to see truly whether the definition I'm bringing to this thing is right? Or I need to zoom out in order to be able to capture what the definition of the problem look like, what truly is the case here. So guys, start, exploring your dictionary very well, as the case may be, and start looking into the customer diary and your own diary to define the things you are up to. That way you can be sure that you are not having a definitional problem. Functional problems are easier to fix. Definitional problems are the type that most of us battle with. Let me leave you there and go find your dictionary and get definitions to the things you have issues with. I remain Elon, your shirtless strategist. I'm wearing shirt now. Thank you.